the Comma in Sports Network.
Who that nation? How you doing? Come on in. Take a seat. Sit back. Relax. Put your feet up. Grab a drink. And let's talk state football. Y'all know what time it is. Time to keep it real. Let's go. And listen, y'all already know that. Coach said he didn't even have the oatmeal, and he got the TV all in the back, baby. But you know how it is. We back, baby. It's Friday night. But listen, it's a special Friday night. Listen, my who that's. Yes, we're going to talk about the Saints. But before we do that, we got a special guest that we're going to bring on. But I'll be remiss if I wouldn't greet the family. So, family, you already know the doors are not open. So come on in. All right. Jerry, how you doing? Come on in. Dana, come on in. Who else is in the building, baby? Uh-oh, that hurricane's in the building. Hurricane Mike, come on in. All right, family. Whoever, if I miss you, I'll get you later. As you come in, hit that like button, baby, and let's get to it. So, family, tonight we're starting our 2025 draft coverage off with a special guest. This young man did not play at Alabama. He didn't play at Michigan, LSU, or anything like that. But the young man's a baller. Football players are all over this country, and one is about to join us. This past weekend in the 2025 Dream Bowl, this young man won defensive MVP. All he did to do it was have 10 tackles, 1 fumble recovery, and 2 quarterback hurries. And by the way, do you know what his handle is on his Twitter? He's a QB hunter, baby. He's a QB hunter. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me in welcoming the one and only Mr. Future NFL linebacker, Armani Caraballo. Armani, how you doing? Come on in.
How you doing, man? I'm doing great. How about you?
Doing good, my brother. Doing good, man. Listen, thank you for being here. And congratulations on your performance this past week. And we're going to get to that, man. But first of all, the question I want to ask you, Armani, is where did your love for football begin?
For me, I feel like I've always had it. I started playing football at 4 years old. It was probably the first sport I ever played. So from the time I touched the football field, it's just always been up from there. This has always been the thing I wanted to do. I've always walked around with a football. It's just my passion. It's what I love to do, play football.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So growing up, were there any role models inside the home or outside the home that you looked up to?
For sure. Like, definitely always looked up to my father. He definitely set a good role model for me. He was always there, and he always made sure to push me to be the best I could be, and always set an example that even if things don't work out, keep on working hard, put your head down and go to work, and everything will eventually work out for you. But on the football field, to me, my role model has always been Sean Taylor. That's my favorite football player. So I kind of just like the game like him. You already know, like he's filled with a different
man, if we was in person, man, I'll shake your hand, man. Listen, that's an excellent, man. Listen, R.I.P. the great Sean Taylor, man. He was a dog. He was a beast, man. And we got Coach in the house also. What up, Coach?
What's happening, guys? What's going on?
Doing good, doing good. So Armani, let's take us on your football journey that has led you to where you are right now. So you began playing at the very young age of 4. When did you get in the as far as school playing organized ball in school?
So like playing organized ball for a school kind of like started my freshman year. I went to school at Susquehanna Township High School in Harrisburg, PA. One of our notable alumni is Marcus, a receiver for us. He played our Hofstra. He also played for the Saints for a number of years. He won a Super Bowl with the Breeze. So that's kind of like where my football started. Susquehanna
I'm
Township.
sorry, I'm sorry. Hey, Coach, mute your background. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead, Armani. Now you say that a former Saint.
Yeah.
Can you,
Marcus Colston.
man, the Quad Stone.
Yes,
the
sir.
Quad Stone, baby. That's what we call him, the Quad Stone. Man, it's a
Yes,
tragedy
sir.
that man never made a Pro Bowl. Man, listen,
Yep.
see that I knew it was a reason that I was drawn to you, man. I knew it's a reason, baby. I knew it's a reason, baby. Well, okay, so you start playing in school with Marcus? Well,
No.
Okay.
He's older than me, but he's
Well,
always been a notable alumni. Like they've always mentioned
Right.
him, stuff like that.
Okay.
They have his jersey
Okay.
hung up in the school, so it's kind of like playing for Susquehanna Township was kind of a big deal because of him.
Gotcha.
Like he was one of the only people from my school that ever made it to the NFL, especially in recent times. So it's kind of just that's kind of been motivational for us at Susquehanna Township because Marcus was such a notable member in our community that like when you play football at Susquehanna Township, you wanted to be like the next Marcus Colston. You wanted to put on for your city, put on for your township and your high school and go to that next level and be who he was.
Man,
so
that's cool, man. That's cool, man. That's a great person, man. Good player. One of the greatest Saints of all time, Marcus Colston, man. So when you start playing football, what was your love always on the defensive side of the ball, or did you start out loving to play on the offensive side of the ball?
So I feel like for most people, like when you're growing up, like that love always starts on the offensive side of the ball. You want to touch the ball, be that all-star, be that playmaker and stuff like that. So I feel like definitely growing up, my heart was always trying to play offense, trying to play like fullback, running back, stuff like that. But my dad always like told me, he would always like, you want to be the person delivering the hit instead of taking the hit. It'll help your body in the long run. So it's kind of just as I got older, my mind started adapting to that, playing linebacker, outside linebacker, rushing the pass and stuff like that. That being a defensive player was actually meant for me instead of being an offensive player. I think I'm more sound of a defensive player than I probably would have been an offensive player, only because I hunt the ball different. So it's like,
yeah. And so what drew you to linebacker?
So, I mean, like, I've always grown up playing every position. Like, my coaches call me the jack of all trades because I know how to play every position pretty thoroughly. But linebacker for me, it started out on the edge playing outside linebacker, getting to rush the passer and stuff like that. So it was just like drawn to me, like you get to have that edge and you get to chase the passer. Like getting a sack is a big deal. So it's kind of like that kind of made me hungry being an outside linebacker, getting a drop in the pass coverage sometimes, but then you get to chase that quarterback and get a sack and make a game-changing differential for your team. So that's what kind of led me to wanting to be a linebacker. And then throughout this bowl game was actually one of my first times playing inside linebacker at a collegiate level. Because most of the time, like when I first got to Cal U, like our outside linebacker is traditionally like a regular outside linebacker. Like there were only a few times that we'd actually play inside linebacker at that OLB position at my school. So playing inside backer at this past bowl game definitely like opened my eyes up to like, this is what I want to do, play inside backer instead of just OLB.
All right, family. And this is from Armani's page. And listen, we got Coach coming in. Coach played linebacker at Grambling State University. For those of you who don't know, and I'm not gonna hold that against him, but listen, Armani in action, man. And what I noticed, and also Armani, that now I saw you, if I'm not mistaken, I'm not sure if it's in this one here, but I saw you lined up at a one time, I believe, at a 3 technique. If I'm not mistaken, I saw you rushing the passer, man.
Yes, sir.
Inside, and I was like, okay, versatile. He's versatile. Okay, let me get it, because you the star of the show, baby. It's all about you. There we go. It's all about you, baby. There we go. So right here, man, just talk us through what's going on here on this play right here.
So specifically this play in the game, right now we were down, I think, what was 2 scores.
Okay.
And this was for the PSAC championship, for our conference championship. This is the final game of the year. Right now, we kind of already clinched the playoff spot, but this one was kind of just for rights to own the conference and to finally get that ring we've been chasing for so long. So specifically on this play, it was a 3rd and long. And a sack right here would have pushed them out of field goal range and would have put them in punting range so we could get the ball and score, which we eventually did do. So this sack right here kind of like meant a lot to the team because it actually put us in a position.
Let me go back.
To come back.
All right. No, well, all right, right there. So right there, you pretty much you got your outside shoulder damn near almost around them already. But what I like is your hands on this play. Was that a big emphasis that was taught to you guys on winning with your hands first?
Yes, sir. So we had a great D-line coach named Anthony Leonard. We call him Coach Robo. Okay. And every day we worked hand drills and stuff like that, hand fighting. And that was one of our key emphases, was getting your hands in the correct location to win the edge and to win certain positions on the tackles or tight ends to make differential plays.
I love that there off the end, man. I love that play. Coach, I'm gonna rewind. Coach, what's your thoughts so far? Let's Coach. Oh, Coach and ducked out on me again. All right. But listen, I mean, I love right here. Let me go back to it, man. Here it is. When you line up here on the end, this is the other play. I love the bend around the end. Right now, let me ask, if you were a scout and you were scouting yourself, what area of your game would you like to see improvement in?
So as far as like improvement, I think for me personally would be coverage. Because I did play that outside linebacker position more traditionally in college. So we would drop into pass coverage, but it was more so like a zone. And being an inside linebacker, I feel like for me specifically, man coverage on running backs, tight ends, slot receivers is probably what I could work on the most.
Okay.
Especially as a linebacker.
All right. Okay. See, man's honest, man. Man's honest. I like that. Okay, walk us through this play here.
So right now, we were studying their film all week with the tight ends and stuff like that. We knew what they wanted to do, and for me personally, it's a goal of mine to never let a tight end block me.
And that's what I would say, because you pretty much just got detached from him real quick.
Yeah, that was one of our key emphasis going into every week, is to never let a tight end block you, especially on the edge. You want to set that tone, detach quickly to make a play in the backfield, and that's kind of what we worked on at Cal as well, is detaching from blocks quick. So
coming from a smaller school as you are,
yeah,
what do you think it's going to take to make those NFL, CFL, UFL scouts and coaches and GMs take notice of you? Because it's something that we always say on here, Armani. It doesn't matter how you get to the league. It's about what you do with the opportunity and the chance when you do get to the league. So if you were in the room with me right now and I was a GM and I was to ask you, Armani, what is it that we would be getting if we were to bring you into our organization?
So for me, what I would say is that I'm a spark plug. I'm a person that goes out there and immediately sets the tone from the first play to the last whistle. And I'm also very adaptable. I would say adaptability is a key trait in a lot of great football players, being able to adapt to certain situations or having to adapt to play out of position. So I've always been comfortable with that my whole life, being comfortable in uncomfortable situations and being adaptable. So I feel like those are my biggest traits, especially the pro scouts, is showing that I could be a spark plug to a defense, make a difference in the game, and create plays from the time the whistle blows to the time the clock expires, and continue to show my game and have a high motor and make plays around the field.
Okay, good. Okay. Hey, Coach, you got any questions for Armani before we move on?
No, I'm listening, man. I don't know. My computer playing with me right now, but I'm listening in. It's all nice. My computer tripping on me, but I'm listening in.
Well, look, Coach, take a look at his tape here, man. Especially on this one here, Coach. When let me go back to it, man, because I love how he just immediately just detached himself away from the tight end. There was no way in hell he was letting this tight end block him. Check it out. Check it out, and let us know what you like about this, Coach. And then comes straight down the line and closes out, makes the play. I like the way I like his hands. I like your hand. I like the way that you use your hands. Right now, how much are you weighing, Armani? Right now?
Right now, I'm walking around 225.
225. 225.
Yep.
How tall are you?
6 foot.
Okay.
6 foot, 200.
That's why right now I'm working on converting to inside linebacker. That's what I was saying earlier. Like during the bowl game, I played specifically only inside linebacker. Like there wasn't a single time I lined up at the edge. And I'm pretty comfortable playing inside linebacker too, because I've adapted to being able to play multiple positions at once throughout a game. So I kind of was very, very comfortable playing inside backer. There wasn't a single time where I felt like I lacked confidence or anything.
Right.
It was easy to adjust.
And your closing speed, I know that your closing, you have good closing speed. Yeah, yes. Dissected that play immediately. Man, and you play with a lot of energy, man. You bring a lot of energy to the game. That was nice. It was nice.
So let me ask you this, Armani. Grading yourself, what do you feel some of your strengths, and what are some of the things you feel you need to work on to get better at?
So personally, what I do believe, I think my biggest strength is my adaptability, my motor, and my ability to kind of go out there and never lose confidence in myself. And what I do know I can work on is that man coverage with the running backs, tight ends, and slot receivers.
Did you play in the special teams at Cal?
Yes, sir. I played on a kick return, front line.
Hey, quick. Hey, one way to make a team, man. Special teams.
Yes, sir. And that's where my one fumble recovery came from during the bowl game. I ran down on kickoff a few times, and I got the opportunity to make a different play, and plus territory for us, so we can go down there and score and try to tie the game up. So that's where my fumble recovery came from during that Dream Bowl.
Yes, and for those of you just joining us, we are being joined by Armani Caraballo, linebacker. He's a prospect in this year's NFL draft. He played collegiately at the University of California, Pennsylvania. This past week at the 2025 Dream Bowl, he was voted defensive MVP with 10 tackles, 2 quarterback hurries, and you just heard him, 1 fumble recovery. And like he said, his biggest thing is adaptability. And if we're looking at this, we've seen him make plays from the inside. We've seen him make plays on the edge. And Coach, I even saw, I don't know, it was this, I watched film on him earlier, and I even seen him line up inside over the guard and playing like a 3 technique. And he held his own, man. Now, the thing that a lot of people are going to say, they're going to look and they're going to say the level of competition. That's what they're going to say. Fair or not. That's what they're going to say. They're going to say what the level of competition. But to me, football is football. Y'all put the pads on the same. We all put the helmets on the same. And you go out there between those lines and you prove yourself.
Yes, sir.
And that's what I'm sure your circle, they told you that. Go out there and prove yourself. Like I told you earlier, make them see you. Make them take notice of you. Make them have to say, hey, you see Caraballo? Every practice. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was the biggest thing that I was kind of looking forward to going and doing at the Dream Bowl. Like one of my teammates up here that I played with, Julian LaVenture, before I had left to Dallas to go participate in the Dream Bowl, he told me specifically, you need to go out there and show them why, like, the difference between D2 and D1 doesn't matter. You need to go get that defensive MVP. And that was kind of that sat in the back of my head the whole week up until that trip. Right. I kind of needed to prove myself that there is no fall off, that we bleed the same blood as a D1 player. There is no fall off. As long as you're hungry, we're going to go get it. And that was the plan. And that's hopefully what I proved to scouts when we went there. Because there were a bunch of FBS talents there. Like majority of the offensive line and defensive line were all FBS talent. And I kind of just wanted to prove that we bleed the same blood. We're the same people.
Exactly. Coach, so looking at his film and being a former linebacker, what is one thing that you think Armani can improve on? And there he goes again. The invisible man. He disappears again, baby. All right. Well, listen, Armani, your family, you're gonna always be welcome here, man. And man, tell us about your life growing up, man. I know you spoke highly of your father, man, and you come from a 2-parent home.
Yes, sir, I do. You know, like growing up in Harrisburg, PA, like it's not as easy as everybody might think it may be. You know, we come from a city environment. Like Michael Parsons played in Harrisburg, played at Harrisburg High. Okay. LaShawn McCoy also played in Harrisburg. He went to Bishop McDevitt. So it's like we come from struggle, really. Like Harrisburg's not an easy place to grow up in. It's all about the opportunities you make of it. Gotcha. And that's kind of what I'm trying to do with playing college football and going to the NFL is kind of make an opportunity and show that Harrisburg, even though we may come from nothing, that we have ballers that we can come and hoop at, regardless of any level that we play at. And that's kind of what I'm trying to prove.
Hey, man, you were listening, my brother. You're well on the way. Keep grinding. Sometimes obstacles are going to come, man. I'm gonna give you this advice right here. Sometimes the worst person in your life that stops you from doing something is you. So I'm gonna tell you this: get out your own way. When that self-doubt, dismiss it. Things might not go exactly like you want to at first, but again, like I said earlier, it's about the opportunity. So when you get the opportunity to step on that field with the so-called 5 stars, who were 5 stars, 4 stars, whatever. But at that time, you all are going to be in the same place, same location. You go out there and you show them why there's no difference. That a baller is a baller. And man, it's been an honor and pleasure of having you on here, man. I think Coach had some questions for you, man. He's having real difficulties right now because he been prepping all day, man. And let's see, he's gonna pop back in. Let's see if we can get him to pop on in here.
You want me tonight?
There you go, Coach. You're back in.
And I'm so frustrated with this computer. My little boy head. I don't. But this is a question I want to ask Armani. What is the passion under the passion, bro? What I mean by that, what drives you? Before you put that equipment on, before you put the suit on, what drives you not only to be a football player, but what is the passion that drives you just to be great individually?
What drives me is my family. Family to me is everything. And I feel like for them, I always got something to prove because nobody in my family has really ever amounted to anything. So me just being able to graduate from college and play at this collegiate level is already more than what a lot of people from my city even get to go through. So I kind of just do everything. My passion is to do everything for my city and do everything for my family, my teammates that are back here at Cal U. That kind of what drives me. Every time I put the helmet on, I do for them.
Yeah, man, because everybody don't know there's a story under that story. You know, we see the player on the field, but there's something that drives that player to be on that field, to be great, man. And, you know, we all come from different backgrounds, different values, different stuff. So I always wanted to always know that, man, there's something that drives us. You know, it drives football players that some players, they share their stories and some don't, man. But there's a driving force behind just putting that helmet and shoulder pad on.
Yes, sir. That's kind of what drives me. That's really all I can think about on game days, how I can make my family proud and do what I have to do to feed my family one day. And it's like, I heard Amik Robertson say this 2 weeks ago when he got a game-sealing pick in week 11 to beat the Minnesota Vikings, is that you can't bury what comes from the dirt. And that's kind of just been my mentality, especially the past few weeks going into a bowl weekend. And now that I'm even continuing to train for my pro days, that you can't bury what comes from the dirt. And, you know, I come from nothing, so I'm hungry and I'm grinding to get what I have to get.
Right. So what kind of feedback did you get? Did you get any feedback or anything from any of the scouts and pro personnel that were at this week's past Dream Bowl?
So basically, like most of our coaches, they either all played in the XFL or the NFL. We had one of our coaches that I believe he was the DC. He played 5 years with the Panthers, 1 year for the Commanders, and 1 year for the Saints. Jordan Pugh, and we just kind of talked to them. And then we had another coach. I was just talking to him, chopping it up after the game as well. And he was just kind of telling me to keep my foot on the gas, that he definitely believes that I opened up the eyes of many scouts and especially agents as well, that I just got to keep on pushing and showing these scouts like who I am and what I'm about. Just keep on balling.
I got you. Keep balling, man. And when is your pro day, my brother?
The pro day, we're still trying to figure it out right now. I believe it is in March.
In March, okay. Working on that 40.
Yes, sir.
What's you at right now? About 448?
448? Nah, I can run a Chris 4.6 right now, though.
All right. What's your goal? Right
now, I just want to get anything like 4 or 5 and under. That's kind of my goal I've been working for. But right now I know I can run a 4.6. I've been training it over the winter. I ran one outside, and it was, it's cold up here up north. I'm from PA, so it gets real cold up here. I was training outside, and I had the opportunity. I ran a 4.6 one time at full speed. So I'm just trying to get that under a 4 or 5. I can get under a 4 or 5. I feel like I'll be in good hands.
All right. So when you're on the field as a teammate, what is your biggest attribute as a teammate?
Communication.
Okay.
Like up here at Cal, like we talk about communication nonstop. And I feel like as a teammate, if I can communicate thoroughly, then there's no way that any offense can stop our defense from succeeding. So to me, communication as a teammate is what kind of makes me a way better teammate than what I probably could be. So I like to communicate, talk, be vocal, express my feelings. We're on the sideline, like to tell people like what adjustments we can make in certain situations when they come out in different personnels and packages. So that's just kind of what it is for me, is that communication.
Communication. I like it.
Got another question for middle linebacker. You like all the traffic, man. I started high school at middle, but that shit was too much traffic for me. I stepped it to the outside, bro. I became better on the edge, bro. Weak side, and then I went to strong backer. But you like that traffic. But
yes, sir.
Yeah, that communication, you definitely got to have that playing in the middle, man. You got a lot of calls to make in that middle.
But that's also like one thing we've always worked on, was being comfortable in uncomfortable situations. And it's been like that since I was a kid. So it's kind of like that inside backer communicating, being able to adjust the front to whatever personnel or package that the offense comes out in. I'm kind of comfortable with that, and I don't really have trouble going up to the line and making adjustments and moving my guys into certain positions or places, and then talking to the DBs that rotate a certain way. Like that kind of stuff just happens natural to me. It comes natural to me because, when you're a football player that plays at a high level, that communication aspect of the game comes to you naturally.
Yeah, you might not know this player, but when I was coming up, man, it was Sam Mills. Sam Mills was the shortest linebacker out there, but man, what an impact he made, bro. You know what I'm saying? And he was a middle backer. He started off in the USFL, the Philadelphia Breakers. Then he went on. Stars. Then he went on with the Saints, and I think he finished in Carolina. But I love the way he played the game from small, but with a hell of an impact, man.
Yeah, for sure. And like that's always been one thing. Like people always misjudge me because of my size, because like growing up, I wasn't always the tallest. Like right now, it's probably the biggest I've ever been, for sure. But one thing that like a person's always told me was I always play big. And to me, that was always like, I was never the tallest. I was never the strongest or the fastest. But hearing it from the outside view, like one of my friends' fathers always telling me, like, you play big, which is just mean that, like, even though when I'm in the trenches, like, you see me at 3 tech for one play, people judge me by my size, and they think, oh, it might be easy. Nah, I play big. I bring it every play. You're going to get shock set right in your chest. I'm going to get you right off me, and I'm going to go make a play. So that's kind of one of my biggest things.
So let me ask you this. Did you talk a lot of shit? Because I know when I played, man, I would hit you, and I'd be like, damn, man, I hit you, and I hit your mama. Like, I would talk shit, bro. I would just come up and say some shit, bro.
Yeah. You know for me, I think football is a psychological game, too. Yeah. So when I punch you in your mouth, I'm letting you know I'm going to punch you in your mouth again, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
That's just one thing. Like, we play a nasty game over here in PA at Cal U. We got some nasty dogs in the trenches, and that's kind of what we do. We punch you in the mouth, and we tell you what are you going to do about it. And come stop us, because nothing stops us. We just keep on going.
Yeah. And, I always talk shit, and people say, why you do it? Because when you do it, it's a mental game, and you could get under a person's skin, but you're going to bring the best out of them. And then in return, they're going to bring the best out of you, because one thing. your head better be on that goddamn pedestal because you know he coming now. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So you got to be ready because you know you just pumped some shit in him and he coming to try to get your ass. So it brings out the best in both people, man. And two people, when they really balling after the game is over,
Respect.
shake hands, bro. You know, yeah, we went at it, bro. You know?
Yeah, for sure. But that's one of my big things. I like getting under people's skin because it's a psychological game.
Yeah.
And you know, when you got that edge on somebody, you get in their head a little bit, talk that shit. You know, it's hard for them to get back on their level. So it's like once you're in that mode, you talk a little to them. Yeah, you know you got them. So that's kind of one of my big things. As soon as I make a play, I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna talk my little mess, and I'm gonna get right back.
Yeah, you're right, man. Let Hurricane Mike say, "I like this guy. I like this guy." We even got somebody. What is it? Somebody said, "You look good and Saints." That is Kylie Gray, Saints Pale Chop It Up podcast. Saints could use Armani, real thought. Listen now. Listen now. You put that black and gold on now. Don't love you now. Don't got love, but listen, when you put that black and gold on, baby, I'm gonna tell it like it is. I'm gonna tell you that.
Sure.
I'm gonna have to reach out to you now. Listen, now, you know, we can't be missing them tackles, bro. You know, we gotta get off them blocks faster now. Let's go now, baby.
Absolutely. I'm a ball hawk, man. I love chasing that ball, creating turnovers. It's a culture we got up here at Cal. We call it fifth quarter lifestyle. We stay after practice every day and work extra stuff for another 15 minutes. So it's kind of just things that I've adapted to in my life. We work on making turnovers, generate more takeaways. Right. We punch at the ball, rip. So that's just kind of something that's engraved in my head. It's called the fifth quarter lifestyle. That's why most of my posts you see on Twitter, we throw up the 5. Right. Because that's what it means to us. Like fifth quarter lifestyle, it's more than just an aspect of football. It's a way of life. That's kind of just how I've been attacking life. The fifth quarter lifestyle. You got to do more to get more.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So let me ask you this, man. About your parents. It's a 2-part question. First of all, from mom, growing up, what is it that you feel that you got from mom that you use in your everyday walk of life and also on the football field?
So for my mom, like she's always been a little bit softer on me than my dad. I feel like that's how it is for most people with their mom. So she just kind of helped me see the aspect, like the both aspects of things. Kind of like she always tells me look on the positive side and then also look on the negative side. So I kind of do that every day within life. Like anytime a situation comes up, I like to look at both sides. If I look at the positive aspect and negative aspect of it, because I think of myself as a glass half full type of person.
Gotcha.
So when I come across opportunities, like a glass half full, like, you know, it can always be better. It can always be worse. So I like to look at both sides, especially on the football field as well. Like, you know, you always go through adversity playing football. Sometimes things might not go your way, especially like in practice, like you're new to a team, you're a freshman. Things aren't going your way. You're not starting. Now you got to look at a glass half full because the positive aspect is now you get to gain more knowledge from the older dudes that are in front of you.
Right.
So it's kind of like that. So she kind of engraved that into me being like a glass half full kind of person.
Okay. Now, same question, but this time, Dad.
For him, man, it's attacking life aggressively. Like he's always told me have that edge and have that dog. Like he's never been for one of those to take no bull crap. So it's kind of like what I get from him is my attitude almost. Like I attack everything with a certain attitude. Like you can see right now, it gets me going a little bit just talking, just thinking about him. Like every time I even see his face in the crowd, it gets me hyped because just looking at him gives me that certain edge that I need to do more. I need to go out there. I need to go hit better. I need to go run better. I need to go take the ball away. And it's kind of like that in real life too, outside of football. Like he always tells me, even if I don't make it, he's proud of me. So it's kind of like I still attack life that way. Like every time he gives me props on football, it's kind of like I take it into consideration, but then I also think about it outside of football too. Like whether it's like a job interview or whether it's school, I need to attack it a certain way. I need to be aggressive. I need to go get it.
Got you. Now we got some fun. These might be fans of yours. Husky the GOAT is in the building. All right. Also, Miss Iris Torres is in the building. Go Armani, very proud of you. Yes. Should be. You should be, man. And speak about this support system, man. I know we just talked about them, but mom, dad, and who else besides mom and dad as support, excuse me, a support system. Getting tongue twisted, no?
So as far as support system goes, like my whole family, really, I've been getting a
Oh,
lot of love
right.
by my whole family. Like, usually like Facebook, they say it's for older people, but that's where most of my family are. So it's I like to go on there and show my love for their support that they're giving me. Like they always call me, hit me up on Facebook, stuff like that, tell me how proud they are of me. And that kind of just like, that support from family drives you a different way. Like, when your family's behind you and they support you, it makes you want to hunt different. It makes you want to breathe different, play football different, attack life different. So
Right.
that support system's been real good for me, family wise. And I've also been having a lot of support from the people in my city, even people that I haven't met. When I post things on Facebook for my family to keep in touch with me, or whether it's on Twitter, I always hear back from people in my city congratulating me and telling me that they hope I can take this as far as I'm willing to take it, and as far as God has it as plans for me. So I've had a really good support system in Harrisburg so far too, whether that's family or just people I don't know,
Right.
coaches that I had in high school, or people I grew up with that are friends of mine. So the support system's been great. I couldn't ask for a better support system, really. It's kind of been driving me to be better. It makes me more hungry.
Yes, sir. You got another question for Armani, coach?
Yeah, man. Share with us one instance where you had to face adversity, and how did you face adversity?
So one of my biggest things when it comes to adversity is I like to mention this. In 2017, my father had a major stroke, and it affected me in a very rough way because I've never been in that situation up until that point that I didn't have like the number one person that was like my support system not be able to be there and support me as much as he could because he was going through a battle personally that he had to take care of himself. So while he was going through that, it was kind of hard on me because I had to become a leader in my family and also had to become a provider in my family and stay strong for my mom, my little brother, my older sister, and also his side of the family, like his sisters and brothers and nieces and nephews, stuff like that. So I kind of had to grow as a man and show that I could be a leader in this family and that no matter what, that family stays together. So that's one of the biggest pieces of adversity that's always stayed with me because I was just young and in high school. So sometimes like when you're that young, you don't think about it as much. Like everybody goes through adversity and how hard life can be, but that kind of made me grow up quicker. And it kind of made me look at life a little bit different, that you need to be that positive role model for your little brothers, your little sisters, your older sisters, also other like cousins, nieces, nephews. Like it kind of made me grow up, and going through that adversity with him dealing with that major stroke and him almost losing his life, it kind of made me who I am today. And it made me attack life different. So yeah, that one piece of adversity kind of made me who I am.
Gotcha.
Gotcha, man. Dad's doing well and fine today, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Dad, shout out to Mom, man. Y'all did a great job with this young man. Real great job with him. Listen, Armani, it was a pleasure having you on, and we don't just say this like that. When we say this, you're a family. You're always welcome here. All you got to do is just hit me up and say, "Hey, Dolph, I want to come on. You want to come? You can come on. If you want to announce your pro day, if you want to send any film or anything, and we can. Hey, I'll put it on, man. I got you. So any way we can help you, just let us know, man. We're here. We appreciate you. Again, try to stay warm because I know it's cold everywhere. Hell, it snowed in New Orleans. We had a snowstorm, and that never happened. So hey, that's nothing to you guys, but hey. But listen, man. Again, a pleasure. Thank you for coming on, man. Keep grinding, my brother. Your dreams are right there, man. Just keep pushing, man. Keep knocking on their door. If they try to shut it, stick your foot in it, put your shoulder in it, knock the son of a bitch open, and go through it and be all that you are capable of being, my brother. And looking forward to having you back on the show to announce which training camp that you will be in 2025. I'm calling it right now. You got to speak it into existence. We go speak it into existence.
Yes, sir.
You got anything before we let Armani get out of here?
Nah, man. Dolph, Dolph on here. Dolph talk all that political sweet shit. I'm gonna just tell you, just keep kicking ass, keep talking shit, and keep doing what you're doing, man.
Yes, sir.
You trying to bring it out, me, bro? I'm trying. Yeah, I got to be the good guy. I got to be the
Yeah,
good cop on here.
I know.
Well, listen, Armani, thank you, my brother. Appreciate you. You have a good evening, man, and we
Yes,
look
sir.
forward to talking to you very soon.
Yes, sir. I appreciate the love. Thank you for having me on.
No problem.
All right.
All right, family. Let's give a big welcome, a big applause to Mr. Armani Caraballo, a 2025 NFL draft hopeful, coming soon to a city near you. Got a
Hey,
lot of
but
who
wait,
that's in the chat saying they want him. He'll look good in
before
Saint uniform. Yeah, go ahead,
Dolph,
go ahead.
Dolph, before we go, you got his number, his phone number, because I mean, if you got some film, man, if you could get
Yes,
it to Dolph or whatever. I've coached the Jordan Jefferson, the Jamal Chase, bro, Leonard Fournette, Tyrann Mathieu. I've got a lot of kids that played in the league, man. So if you got some film, you need it passed on. I mean, I could pass it through their agents or whatever. You just get with Dolph. Dolph will shoot it to me, and we'll just network it for you, man.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sir. All right, my brother. You have a good evening, man.
Yes, sir. Y'all too.
All right.
All right.
All right.
And look, I'm gonna get you ready for it. I'm just in case you put on that black and gold, baby. Who that, baby? Let me hear you say it. Say it one time for me.
I got y'all, man. Who that?
That is.
Boy. Hey, that damn, he sound like a natural. He sound like a natural. All right, everybody. Have a good night, my brother.
Take care, man.
Y'all too. Thank y'all.
All right.
Yes,
all
sir.
right.
Thank you. All right, family. Armani, Caraballo, future New Orleans Saint. I don't know. It might be a lot of family members like this kid. They like him, man. All right, family. So, coach, now let's talk about these New Orleans Saints in this coaching search. Well, Aaron Glenn, as many felt, his heart. Listen, the Jets were his number one choice, coach. That's the job that he wanted.
Yeah.
So now some are saying that the Saints are dragging their heels in this process. I, for one, I don't want them to rush to judgment, but also I want them to be thorough in this search because, again, this is so important to this football team's future. So far, what is your thoughts on those that they're interviewed and those that they're rumored to have coming in for interviews? I know next week there's word that possibly Joe Brady and Cliff Kingsbury could come in, as well as Mike McCarthy. So what is your thoughts on this coaching search? And I'm gonna let you know about actually right now a guy that I think do a hell of a job for the Saints. I'll sit back and listen.
But I'm the three I'm high on, man, is Brady, Kingsbury, and Weaver, man. I love those three candidates, and it's really two to me. Is Brady and Weaver.
Yes.
But with that being said, bro, I mean, you can get the coach, but you got to have the right GM to give him the proper tools that he needs to become successful, bro. It's not just the coach, bro. It's proper GM, bro. And
yes,
that Mickey Loomis, bro. I don't know, bro. I don't know. So my thing is, as that coach coming in, are you giving me the full keys to drive this car, or you just gonna put me on the back seat and chauffeur me around?
right.
So that's my biggest thing right now. But as far as being in a hurry, man, I think they're doing their due diligence, just taking time, because it's gonna be like a 4 or 5 year process, man. It's not gonna be like an overnight thing. I think McCarthy is a great coach, but I just think he's not what's needed because he's kind of older, and this is gonna be a process, man, for a younger coach, and you're gonna have to give him time. And who that nation gonna have to give him time. It's not on something that's gonna happen overnight. The Saints are in salary cap hell. The Saints are also, man. I don't know, just on a prospect of the personnel department, man. We've got to look at who's making the decisions on these free agents, because I go back to Brown. and it was never about money. The kid just wanted playing time on the field. This kid has went from no playing time to all pro in 1 year, bro. And like, how did we miss out on that? You know what I'm saying? From Dennis Allen being supposed to be a defensive minded coach. I mean, you out there every day with that kid. You supposed to see something in him. Yeah, you supposed to see something in him, man, that should have said, "There's no way we let him get away." And I mean, we could go on and on about the players they got away, and then we say about, now we're talking about depth,
right?
And we've let a lot get away, bro. You know what I'm saying? For as we would have the depth now, but it's elsewhere now. So it's like it's a two-headed monster. We got to go all the way back to scratch. When we had already scratched the surface, we just had to know what to do with it. So now we got to go all the way back and start this thing all the way over depth-wise because we didn't value what we had and we kept what we should have let go. So, I mean, it's going to take time to me, dog.
Gotcha. And speaking about 3 to 5 years in cap hell, courtesy of Louisiana Sports Net. Listen, if y'all ain't reading Louisiana Sports Net, I don't know where you at, man. This here is written by the great our brother, the one and only Ross Jackson. Saints $52 million over the cap this year, but set for major release in 2026. So basically, it's like this. It will not be an NFL offseason without a story about how far the New Orleans Saints are over the salary cap. However, this year, things are a little different. While the Saints are currently projected to be more than $52 million over the limits for 2025, the light is visible at the end of the overage tunnel. Former Saints linebacker Scott Shannon provided additional and important context around the topic, which has become a media favorite year after year. And this is what Scott posted on X. This is an issue, but an issue that needs perspective. 2025, this year, family. Saints, $52 million over the cap. But guess what happens next year? Look at that. $60 million under the cap. All this is projected on what they believe the cap is going to be. And, Coach, just 2 years away, Coach. Look in 2027.
Okay.
$221 million under the cap. And Shannon goes on to say, if you're a young guy on the Saints roster, it's time to ball out, baby, because the money gonna be there. 220. So listen, if I'm the Saints right now, these are the bottom 5 teams per over the cap: the Saints, the Browns, the Seahawks, the Dolphins, and the Falcons. Man, look at the gap between the other 4 and the Saints right now. So relief is on the way. Now, Coach, this is my right now, family. I want the Saints to talk to Joe Brady, but I think this man right here, and they say that he had another strong interview today in person with the Saints, man. You hear nothing but good things about Anthony Weaver. He's played in the league. He was successful in the league. He's the DC of the Dolphins defense. This article, of course, is by Ross Jackson, and Ross says the second of the New Orleans Saints in-person interviews has now concluded, with the team having already met with internal candidate interim head coach and special teams coordinator Darren Rizzi last week. The Saints announced Friday afternoon they have wrapped up their first in-person interview with an external candidate, Miami defensive coordinator Anthony Weaver. Weaver is seen as a fiery up-and-comer in the NFL coaching circle and is someone that is expected to eventually land a position leading the team in the coming years. Why not this year? After impressing the interviews last year with the Commanders and Falcons, Weaver's next shot comes with the Saints. The only remaining defensively focused candidate for the Saints, Weaver is a former NFL player that has been credited for his ability to connect with his roster. His experience with Baltimore Ravens head coach John Harbaugh as a member of the Ravens coaching staff from 21 to 23 is also a major selling point. Weaver is looked as a culture builder, and of course, the Saints do need the culture rebuilt. They need a new culture. Who can help construct a program as a bright mind with a blend of old school and new age approaches. And then he's young, coach. At 44 years old, he is happy. He is a happy medium between the NFL doing approaches of hiring young. Wonder kind coaches and experience proven candidates. New Orleans is expected to conduct its next in-person interview on Saturday with New York Giants offensive coordinator and assistant head coach Mike Kafka. The Saints are also expected to host former Dallas Cowboy head coach Mike McCarthy next week, with additional candidates to be added. They are set to coach in this week's AFC and NFC championship games of Coach Clint Kingsbury and Joe Brady. Now, as far as Mike Kafka, next week, Zach and myself will be at the Senior Bowl, and he will be the head coach of the national team. So I would get an opportunity to see him up close and personal running the team. And when we think about the Senior Bowl, we always think about the players. It's the players under a microscope, but also it's for the coach, it's for coordinators and position coaches and assistants to show that they have the ability to step up to the next level in their career in the league. So this is a big opportunity for Kafka, and also for the American team head coach, Coach Venture, the special teams coach for the Cleveland Browns. But yeah, Coach, I like Anthony Weaver, and Coach, they say he impressed. He was very impressive in the virtual, and he's been very and from all indication is he was impressive in person. And reading stuff about him, bright mind, engaging with his players. I mean, he seems and he's a leader. I mean, right now he's, to me, I know he's not the apple or the cherry on top that everybody's talking about. He's not the Brady. He's not Clint Kingsbury. He's not Mike McCarthy. But I think, I'm going to just say it, I think that Anthony Weaver will be the Saints' next head coach.
Yeah, man. I think it's really Brady's job to take or reject. And I really think Weaver would be the backup if Brady doesn't take the job. I really think that's how it's gonna fall. And I don't know, McCarthy, he like that dog horse. If the money something doesn't fall through right, I think McCarthy will just step in just to coach again. Right. So I really think it's Brady's to lose, and I think Weaver is the backup to they don't land Brady. But I mean, we don't know what we get with Brady. He's never been a head coach. I mean, we know he has a great offensive mind. He's worked with the Saints. He was co-OC the championship year at LSU. I mean, he's done great things with Buffalo's offense. But it's a difference in being just an OC than taking that hat off and putting head coach on, man, because they got a lot of them don't did that with great offensive minds and didn't turn out. And he's looking at one right there in Washington, Kingsbury. Great offensive mind in college, just great period. You see what he's doing with Daniels, and when he was in Arizona, it didn't just translate. You know what I'm saying? So he's back. So I mean, we don't know. I mean, I'm looking just for someone young, coming with a lot of energy.
Brady's 35.
Yeah.
I like Brady. I think just looking at him from afar, and every time I see him, the few times I heard him speak, I think he's a leader, man. Yeah. I think he can lead a team. I think he has that personality to lead a team. Now, a coordinator that I don't think, but I could be wrong, is Kellen Moore. I don't think Kellen Moore is a head coach in this league. I could be wrong. Most likely, I'm gonna be wrong. Somebody's gonna give him a shot, and hey, I'm happy for him. He deserves it. That's what they work for.
Right.
But at the same time, I just don't think it's going to translate to him being a good head coach. No cap, no filter. How you doing? Cap says the Saints have a fridge full of Sunday leftovers, but going to pretend it's fresh gourmet meals they are choosing from. Can't wait to see how they spend this. Okay, so let's answer. Let me answer this. Cap, who were they posted right now? You say that they have leftovers. When Sean Payton came, nobody knew who he was. Correct? John Harbaugh took over the Ravens. Did anybody really know who John Harbaugh was? What about Mike Tomlin in Pittsburgh? Again, it's not about being caught up on the hot name. Look, Ben Johnson was never coming to New Orleans. That's why the Saints didn't even reach out to him. They knew damn well he wasn't coming to New Orleans. He didn't want to come to New Orleans. So that wasn't going to happen. Go ahead, Coach.
The big thing is, man, when you look at these coaches and he's saying leftovers, there's none of them really, with the side Pete Carroll, has really done anything, bro. I mean, I said,
like Vrabel got the Titans to the AFC Championship.
Well, Vrabel too, but I mean, most of these cats, some of them did second stint, and then most of them just were great at positional coaches. And like I said, it's a different camp, bro. When you take that title OC, DC off, and you put that head coaching off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we don't know yet. It's like we have to see how this turns out. So you can't say it's leftovers, man. Because there are still some coaches out there that we still might not have looked at or even talked to are great coaches. I mean, you don't know this until that coach comes in. It's not just that coach, man. It's the whole organization, bro. You know, he's got to come in. He's got to have the right people work with him. They've got to do the right evaluation. So when you say that, man, I mean, I don't know what you mean by leftovers because none of them really jump off like no hell of a coaches to me out this pool here that you could say that Brady's are leftover, that you say Weaver's are leftover, that you say McCarthy's are leftover, Kingsbury. None of them really jump off that strong to me. Out this coaching pool that has been hired, that you know, Cohen, the OC from Tampa Bay and Jacksonville, shit. I mean, ain't none of these guys jump off like you making like, you know, like just Thomason or just, you know what I'm saying. So none of them jump off the page like that. Not to me, man. I mean, it's just stay tuned.
Yeah, they all have to make a name for themselves. Either they go sink or swim.
Right.
It's just that simple. They go sink or swim. And speaking of that soap opera going on in Jacksonville and Tampa Bay, first he turns down the job, goes back to Tampa Bay, signs a lucrative deal to be the OC, and then coach. Now listen, I'm not. It's out there. I saw this from credible people who were saying that the man secretly went to meet with the Jaguars, and the Bucs coach called him and asked him where it was. The man would say it was with his daughter at the doctor. Now I don't know if that's true, but that's a rumor that's out there.
Yeah, I heard
but
that.
They fired I don't know what it was about this GM, but you had coaches before him turn down the job because they did not want to work with was it Ty Monken, I believe, the former GM, if I'm not mistaken, for Jacksonville, that didn't want to work with him. So he leaves, and I guess Jacksonville's brain trust sat down and say, hey, man, we missing out on good candidates because of this GM. The field, and that's the thought around the league. So, hey, we got to move on. So they move on from him. Now, not only will they give him the head coach job, they're going to let him pick his boss. Let him pick the GM. So I just think that's been a soap opera there, man. That's kind of
called
funny.
Desperate measures.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the Jaguars are desperate right now. Saints are desperate for a coach, but I like that they haven't just jumped, and I like that they're cast their net wide. Before the process started, a lot of us was worried about, man, it probably be 1 or 2, 3 people that they put in there, you know, all their marbles in, all they, you know, marbles in the barrel. But they are casting a wide net, and I got to give them credit for that, man. Because again, this decision is so important. We don't need a stopgap coach. Saints don't need a coach. But listen, the salary cap will be good next year and the year after. So they don't need a stopgap coach. What they need now is a coach that's going to again bring in and not reestablish, but bring in a culture, hold everyone accountable, including his coaching staff, his boss, himself, and just speak truthfully to players. Because that's what players are. Listen, man to man, you speak truth to me, I speak truth to you, man. Like they say, real recognize real. And the former coach, he had some BS with him. All right, Cap. Also, let's see what Cap said. Also, Cap says, we only got Sean because Green Bay went in a different direction. Don't matter how you got him, though, Cap. You got him. You know, Green Bay went that way. Okay, Saints went this way. And as far as the Drew Brees thing,
is another man.
That's it. And as far as the Drew Brees thing, hell, it was Drew Brees or Dante Culpepper. The Dolphins went with Culpepper. If the Dolphins would have went with Drew Brees, the Saints were going to sign Dante Culpepper. None of us had a crystal ball to see that things were going to go the way that they did. And that's what I'm saying. We have to give these first-time coaches an opportunity. Hopefully we'll give them more than the Patriots gave theirs. I mean, this 1 year and then get rid of a coach when he's dealt a bad hand roster-wise, and you expect him to make miracles. So I guarantee you, Rabel don't get fired. He go 5-12 next year.
I'm gonna just call it straight out. That ain't had shit to do about his roster, whatever. That was some buddy racist bullshit, bro.
There you go.
Let's call that for what it is.
He shouldn't have been fired, man, after 1 damn year.
Your boy told him there was only one job I wanted, the New England job. And when Brable said that, the next thing you know, the brother was out of the job, bro.
Man. Ro, how you doing? Come on in, man. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. All right. Who else in here? J-Rock. J-Rock says the Cowboys are about to hire Brian Schottenheimer. That's the rumor that he's the front runner. But there hasn't been any word about them and talks to about a contract or anything. Right now, they're saying he's the front runner there.
Probably is. Another puppet. Jerry could pull a string.
Right. Hurricane Mike says Hurricane Mike wants Kellen Moore. Okay. He would like to see Kellen Moore here as the Saints head coach. Let's see. I missed some more comments.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you know the Kellen Moore coach?
No, sir. No, sir.
Yeah, that's where I'm at too, man. No, the Kellen Moore. Let him go to Dallas.
Yeah, let him go to Dallas.
All right. Cap says, who y'all want to hire, Rock and Dog? Who y'all favorite candidate and why? What's y'all vision? I just stated earlier, Cap. I like Anthony Weaver, man. I think Anthony Weaver, as you heard in that article, but if you go and you read about Anthony Weaver and you hear that his name is speaking highly around the NFL, again, how he relates to players, he's a very good coach. He's a detailed coach. He's a former player, so he knows, what players need as far as from a coach. They don't need bullshit. They don't need anyone sugarcoating their ear. They need the truth. Bro, if you're not playing good, you're not playing good, man. It's just that simple. You ain't getting the job done. We're going in a different direction. So right now, my two, Cap, I'm Anthony Weaver, and I just feel, and Joe Brady. Those are my two. What about you, Coach?
I mean, I from what they brought in, There's another coach out there that I really would love to see get a shot. I know he interviewed Ty Monken. Monken is the OC in Baltimore.
Baltimore, you're right.
But he was the OC with the Bull Georgia, man. I got to meet Ty Monken. It was like 2007, 2008. He was the wide receivers coach at LSU. And I got to sit down and just listen to him do X's and O's, man. He's great, has a great football mind. He's a little older guy. I think he's about 59, something like that. But it's Brady and Weaver to me. And not just the coach, man, but like I said, we've got to also look at the GM with this also, man, because, the coach comes in, but the GM has got to give him the right pieces and the right tools to work with, man. And the Saints have let some really good pieces get away that could have built this future, man. You got, talking about linebacker depth, but hey, we got Brown, we got the other kid in Atlanta. I mean, there's some good quality pieces.
Let me stop you there, Coach. 97% of y'all in Who That Nation were talking shit about Zach Bond. 97% of y'all who all of a sudden, Zach Bond. Y'all wanted Zach Bond gone. Y'all did not want Zach Bond. Y'all been trying to get rid of Zach Bond since the kid got here. Now, there were a few of y'all was saying, hey, well, he's playing our position. Well, that's on your coaching. That's on your coaching. The kid leaves here. That's why you always hear coaching myself and everyone say the time and place matters, the culture and the fit matters, man. Yeah. And what has happened is that kid went to listen when the Eagles signed him this past off season. They were doing break-ins with every player the Eagles signed. When they signed Zach Bond, that didn't even because I know this because I was listening to one of the highly respected shows on podcasts and shows that cover the Eagles, and they were saying that, hey, man, we didn't even break in when we signed Zach Bond. We just say, they signed Zach Bond, linebacker from the Saints, special team. That's it. Now look at him.
All pro.
Not Pro Bowler.
All pro.
But damn it, all pro. I mean, him, Trey Hendrickson, man, we can go on and on. Caden Ellis.
Yeah, that's the kid I'm talking about in Atlanta, yeah.
Yeah, Caden Ellis, we can go on and on, man. But that's a detriment to Dennis Allen right there.
Yeah, as a defensive-minded coach, that's what I was saying earlier.
You kept playing this. People were saying it. He's playing out of position. But remember that last year, they were forced to use him in a different role. They were forced to start using him as a pass rusher, playing in space. And you saw, somebody go get a good player. And that's what happened. I don't know about y'all, but guess what? If we got any problems, we go just call our law firm. Annie Marie Elizabeth Rose Valowski, how you doing? Come on in. L Dub for real, how you doing? Come on in. L Dub for real says, why aren't there any other candidates they have not brought in for interview? Is there a limit? No. So they did Koff. They're doing Koff for tomorrow. They've done Weaver. They already done Rizzy. There's word is that they have already asked permission to speak with Joe Brady and Cliff Kingsbury.
Next week, I think.
Next week. So, and remember, those guys are in championship games. So next week, they'll have the week off before the Super Bowl. If their teams make the Super Bowl, they'll be able to come in and interview in person for the job. So don't look for. I'm not going to look for movement as far as the Saints head coach until after the Super Bowl. Personally, I'll be surprised if they make their decision before the Super Bowl.
You're giving a little more time to me. I thought by maybe the end of the week, bro. I feel whatever days Brady does his interview.
So you basically think it's Brady's job if he wants it?
Yeah. And if he doesn't, it's going to be Weave. And I think whatever day after Brady does his interview and however that goes, I think they're going to, I was looking probably about the end of the week that they'll be made their decision out Weaver and Brady.
Right. Mickey said they couldn't give Bourne the playing time he wanted, so that's why he left. Yeah, he said that.
But I'm sorry, but that's the problem I have, man.
Yeah.
You saying they didn't give him the playing time, but as a defensive coach, you got this kid on the field every day. As a coach, you're supposed to see those intangibles, bro. And I'm saying to where he should have been on the field. We only see it on Sunday. You know what I'm saying? But as a coach, you see this every day. Yes. So you should know what we didn't know. You know, that's why, you know, that's why I keep saying on the defense, on the GM and Dennis Allen as a defensive coach, you should have saw. You got this kid from y'all sun up to sundown. You're on the field. You're studying film. You should have saw his intent. We just get to see him 3 hours on Sunday.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. But you with this kid every day, man. You spend time with this kid, part of your life. You part of his life. You know, it's
4 years we had this kid.
Yeah, that's
misused him, man. Misused him. Well, look, family, we gonna get on. It's been a long day for Coach and myself, but listen, we'll be back next Friday with another Keeping It Real. Well, next Friday, actually, I'm gonna be at the Senior Bowl, so be looking for updates from the Senior Bowl from Real Fan Sports. Zach and myself will be at the Senior Bowl next week. If there's a player that y'all want us to keep a close eye out, look at, let us know. Just message us and let us know, and we'll definitely do that, man. Looking forward to getting out there next week. Proud to say this is our second year that we'll be attending the Senior Bowl. This year, Zach will be gone. Also, 9 did get approved, I believe. Coach, did you file?
No, I didn't, because I won't be able to make it.
So Coach, but next year we're trying to get the whole gang there.
Right.
We're trying to get the whole Come On In Sports Network family in the building.
With the 9th pick, New Orleans, don't miss out on Harris. That's a whole nother show, though. Do not miss out on the tight end from Penn State. Do not pass this kid up.
Hey, I'm gonna have my eyes on him, Coach. I got you. Because my main focus, once again, going to be on that offensive line. Now, y'all remember when I came back last year, Coach, who I was talking about? The same guy, the dancing bell, baby. I told y'all, he nice. He going to be nice. Don't worry about the left side. Left side going to be strong side. I'm telling you. He going to be all right, baby. But, yeah, looking forward to getting down there. Good week of practice, man. Watching these kids try to chase in their dreams, man.
Right.
You know, they're going to have the most important interviews of their entire lives. The draft really does start in Mobile, Alabama at the 76th annual Reese's Senior Bowl. Man, shout out to Mr. Nagy, man, and his staff, man. They do a great job in putting on that event. Just looking to get out there, man, and you know, just soak up the atmosphere, man. Talk to as many players as we can. Try to get some coaches. So again, yeah, Zach and myself, man, we look for us to have reports on Wednesday night and Thursday night, and after the game Saturday. So with that being said, look, we about to get on out of here, man. I'm your host, Dolph Jackson. That's your other host, the oatmeal eating one and only, the legendary Coach Rock family. And listen, y'all know how we get out of here. Like always, love and who that. We see everybody next Friday. And again, special thanks to our special guest, Armani Caraballo, 2025 NFL Draft Hopeful. Keeping it real, who that sports pod, legendary Coach Rock, those 17. Let's rock. Who that? Boss kick, black and gold. Let's go. First and goal from the one. Best believe we go punch. Punching in, get them punch. With them Saints, watch us march. Down the field, down your throat. Keeping it real, who that sports. Breaking news, interviews, open lines just for you. Call in, join in, Pale Nation, just win. B.I., Mount Zion, Coach Green, oh my, CJ, JV, Trick or Trade, Jose. Keep it real, baby. Keep it real, baby. Keep it real, baby.